you've got lemon, you've got water notes. I mean, what is that? What is water notes? What is that? Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Ndera J, and today's video is going to be another rating my fragrances. So I did a large, and I mean a large perfume haul not too long ago, and I've worn these fragrances, I've tested them out, I've worn them for full days and repeated a lot of these fragrances. So I feel like I'm in the position to come back to you guys and tell you how I feel about these fragrances, where I would wear them to, my experience of them, the performance of them. If that sounds like something that you'd enjoy watching, then absolutely keep on watching and let's jump right in, because we've got a lot of fragrances and none of them are 10 out of 10. I'll just say that right now. None of them are 10 out of 10. Let's go. Alright, if you follow me on TikTok, you already know some of these fragrances and what I think about them, but I've also acquired a lot more fragrances since my last video. But I wanted to come back because I did promise I would come back and tell you my thoughts. So we're going to take each fragrance, grab a drink, grab a snack, because we're going to go in. You know, I've got some thoughts about these fragrances, and yes. So how this is going to go is I'm going to tell you what the notes are. I'm going to tell you what I whiff on initial blast, dry down. I'm going to tell you where I wear them to, and then I'm going to tell you what I rated out of 10. So the first fragrance we're going to talk about is this one. This is the Lancôme La Nuit Trésor. I want to show you what the bottle looks like. If you haven't seen the whole video, please go ahead and watch that so you can see my immediate... Did I spray them? I think so. My immediate thoughts about them. But this is the bottle, which is like a diamond shaped bottle. So this is described as a amber vanilla fragrance, and we've got notes of pear, tangerine, bergamot at the top, and then you've got strawberry, vanilla orchid, black rose, passion fruit, and then at the base note there's a lot of them. You've got praline, caramel, lychee, vanilla, patchouli, incense, coffee, licorice, curcumin, never heard of that, it looks very earthy, and papyrus. So there are a lot of notes in this fragrance. Now when I spray this initially, I do get a zesty, creamy note at the top, so just a balance of freshness, zesty, and just creamy notes at the top, and then it kind of just gently sweetens, and then I get the vanilla. I don't get a lot of these notes mentioned, but maybe the blend just balances everything out and it elevates one of the notes to really shine, because at the dry down I definitely do get sweetness and I definitely do get the vanilla. But initially it's zesty, it's fresh, it's citrusy, it's creamy at the opening. This is a long-lasting fragrance, I tell you that now. Long-lasting on me, long-lasting on clothes, long-lasting on my skin. The Sillage, first of all, before we even get into that, because I know there are a few of you that don't know what some of these terminologies mean. I didn't know either, I had to look it up. But basically, I say it as Sillage. Some people say as Sillage, some people say Sillage, I don't care. It's S-I-L-L-A-G-E. Basically, what that means is when you pass or when you walk by, do people whiff you? Do you leave a trail scent? Do you leave anything behind? So that's what that one means. And then you hear things like projection. Projection just basically means when you've got your fragrance on, can somebody on the other end of the room smell you? Are you whiffable? Do people smell you when they're in the same space as you? And then long lasting is exactly what it says. How long does it last on clothes? How long does it last on skin? So you hear things like it's moderate, which means you get maybe 4 to 6 hours wear. Then you've got long lasting, which is like from anything from 7 hours. In my opinion, people have different definitions. And when it's poor, you get maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if you're lucky, that kind of thing. You also hear things like overspray. Overspray just basically means what it says. You really go in with your fragrance and you spray it a good number of times on your clothes. Some people spray it in their hair. I mean, I wear wigs, so yeah, I can spray in my hair, on your skin, on your pulse points, so the back of your neck, the sides of your neck, your wrist, the back of your leg, that type of thing. Some people don't like spraying fragrances on their skin. I'm one. It depends on the fragrance. not all fragrances are nice to me when I spray them on the skin. Some of them can burn, some of them can feel quite harsh, but then some of them don't do anything. So I like to keep mine slightly away. The ones that I know don't have any effect on me, I go quite close to spray it around my, my pulse points. I hope that clears a lot of confusion, because honestly, when I started watching other people, I was confused too. So let's jump back into what we were saying. So I was talking about the Lancome La Nuit Trésor. And yeah, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because my scent profile is I love creamy, sweet. I do love florals, but it can't be too powdery because I am asthmatic, and so it gets really, really bothersome. Like I feel choked, I can't breathe, I feel like I'm constantly trying to catch my breath. So it needs to be a really good balance. So anything fruity, floral, a little bit floral, but creaminess, vanilla, sweetness, count me in. Now, people will say that's gourmand. So gourmand means sweet fragrances. Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you like sweet fragrances? That's just basically what that means. I am close to that as well. So, but things like woodsy notes, earthy notes, or, strong, boozy scents, it depends on the mixture, depends on the balance for me. Some are a hit, some are a miss, which we're gonna get to in a minute. But yeah, this one leans towards the creamy sweetness, so I absolutely love this. Plus the packaging is so beautiful, so luxe looking. Like literally, if you've got this perfume and you're confused as to how to store it, just do it that way. Upside down, and it can sit on your vanity, and it looks like a diamond. So yeah, I love this. This is a 9 out of 10. Next up, I've got the Zara Orchid. Now, the one that comes in the sleeve. Zara Orchid has had a few transitions over the last couple of years, but this is a 2021 version that comes in this beautiful package. It's so stunning. I literally had to rob my sister of this one. The bottle I love, so feminine, so cute. Zara does have a couple of fragrances in this style that I absolutely appreciate. I feel like it really elevates, the aesthetics of it. It looks very girly, very pretty, very cute. So this is described as an amber floral fragrance. And let's look at the notes. So the notes, very simple. You've got bergamot at the top, you've got orchid in the middle, and then you've got vanilla at the base. When I spray this, it initially smells very fresh, very citrusy, very beautiful, very not aromatic, but very beautiful, very, very angelic is the word, very safe. I feel like it's a familiar fragrance. It doesn't scare me or make me feel uneasy. I feel like it's something that I'm familiar with, I'm used to. It can get a little bit spicy sweet as it slowly dries down, but honestly, it stays pretty fresh, pretty zesty. Now, I sprayed these fragrances on my strips like maybe 20 minutes ago so that I get the dry down, because I remember what the opening was because I wrote it down, but then the dry down as well. Yeah, it stays that way. It stays fresh, it stays zesty, it stays fruity. I would say that this is pretty long lasting for Zara. Long lasting in my mind of like 6 hours. Usually, if you're familiar with Zara fragrances, you'd be lucky if you get 2 hours. But I feel like this year and last year, Zara really stepped up their fragrance game, and I feel like the longevity of these fragrances are a lot better. I would say the sillage, whatever, is moderate, but I will say it is long lasting. Like this smells really good in clothes, smells really good on the skin. It stays consistent. The notes are simple, and that's what you get. Now, because Zara has had a bad track record of fragrances, and this one kind of really surprises me and makes me really happy. Plus, I love the packaging of this one. I have to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 because the sillage is okay. It's not as long lasting, and I don't feel like not that it's not as long lasting, it's not as strong, and I don't feel like the projection is as strong, though it is long lasting on the skin and in clothes. I feel like if the projection was strong, like some of the other Zara fragrances that I have, then yeah, it would be maybe a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, but just had to knock off 1 point for that. But yeah, that's Zara Orchid. The next fragrance I've got is the Versace Dylan Blue Parfum. I love this fragrance. I love the packaging of this fragrance. I feel it's very elegant, very elevated. It can sit quite nicely on my vanity. It's so beautiful. Love the Versace logo. I love the depth of the blue. I love this. I love the packaging of this fragrance. So this is described as a floral fruity fragrance. It's right up my alley. So already, yes, it gave me that feeling of yes. There are quite a number of notes, especially at the top for this fragrance. You've got Granny Smith apples, you've got blackcurrant, you've got clover, you've got forget me not. Now, side story, forget me not flowers. When I was in secondary school, it used to grow on the premises. So part of our, was it biology or one of the courses that we were studying, we would have to go out and find the forget me not and draw it and analyze it. So yeah, forget me not is there. I just had to say because it's such a beautiful blue flower. Shiso, don't know what that means, but it looks like a minty leaf of some sort. Then you've got peach, you've got rose hip, patilia, rose, and jasmine in the middle note. So you've got some fruits, you've got some flowers as well. And then at the base note, you've got musk, you've got white woods, you've got styrax, don't know what that is, and you've got patchouli. Styrax looks like a nut or so, I don't know. But some of these, look, some of these notes, I don't know what they are. So I can't identify them because I don't know what they are. But the ones that are familiar, yeah, they ring a bell. So I feel like on the opening and even throughout the fragrances, you've got a good balance of fruit and flowers. It doesn't dry down to a powdery note. It doesn't give off a powdery feel. In as much as there are quite a number of flowers in this, I feel like the florals and the fruits are really well balanced and it allows a more pleasant floral fruity experience. I feel like this is perfect for work. I would wear this to work. I would wear this out with friends. The longevity on this is moderate. The sillage of this as well is moderate. It isn't something that I'm going to go, damn, what's she wearing? But it is a fragrance I'll go, damn, she smells good. Do you know what I mean? So for that, I value it. I feel like as a designer fragrance, they did a really, really good job. It's very feminine, it's very light and airy, very safe as well. I love fragrances that I feel have a familiar presence and it's not something that's going to catch me off guard and make me feel like I'm uneasy, because literally you need to wear the fragrance. You can't allow the fragrance to wear you. So when I've got my fragrance on, I want to have a sense of confidence. I want to be able to carry the fragrance. So if I'm not feeling it or I'm unsure about it, then my confidence kind of, you can tell that there's something off, but you don't get that with this fragrance. So I give this fragrance a 9 out of 10. 9 because it touches on notes and the balance is perfect for what I like. It's not a 10 because longevity isn't as great, sillage isn't as great, it's moderate. It is a fragrance I would have to reapply during the day, but I don't mind that because it's such a beautiful fragrance. I wouldn't mind pulling this out of my bag because the packaging is cute. So yeah, that's the Versace Dylan Blue Parfum. Just to mention, these are EDPs so far. These are all EDPs so far. I do have 2 EDTs, which are either toilettes, which we'll get to, but basically majority of these fragrances are Eau de Perfumes, which are stronger. You've got more oils in them than the EDT, just as a side note. Listen, when I'm talking about fragrances, I get so excited and I yapper and I forget to catch my breath. So sometimes you guys need to remind me to catch my breath because I just yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. Anyway, the next fragrance is the REB'L FLEUR by Rihanna, and this is what it looks like. I've used this fragrance a few times already. This fragrance came out in 2010, I believe, because I was finishing uni at that time, thereabouts. So I'm showing my age now, but yeah, around 2010 it came out. This has always been the packaging. This is the one that I've used. I know there's another one in a lighter nude packaging. Never used that one, but this is the one that I'm familiar with. So this isn't particularly a blind buy fragrance. This is something I already knew, and this is described as a sheep fruity fragrance. Okay. Quite a number of fruits at the top. So you've got peach, you've got plum, you've got red berries at the top, then coconut, then tuberose, hibiscus, and violet in the middle, and then vanilla, patchouli, musk, and amber at the base. So here I've written that when I spray this, I get the flowers, I get the tuberose, I get all of that at the top. I get a good balance of the flowers and fruits at the top, and then when it dries down, I get that creaminess from the vanilla. I get a little musky sense from it, but it's mostly the creaminess from the vanilla. It stays like a safe fragrance, and it's like a predictable transformation, like a predictable dry down. It's nice, it's sweet, it's soft, it's smooth. You know, this is a long lasting fragrance. Rihanna has always been known to kill it when it comes to everything. Is there anything this woman isn't good at? Because honestly, this is such a long lasting fragrance. For a celebrity fragrance, she did her thing. And SILLAGE in this as well is strong. This is perfect for date night, for girls' night, if you want to catch someone's attention. You can wear this and you will look and smell fabulous. Because again, it's all about confidence. If you rock this fragrance and you've got confidence coming out of you in places we will not mention, then yeah, everything about it will just gel. Now, I give this fragrance an 8 out of 10 only because of the bottle. I personally do not like the bottle. I feel like how well it's made, how well it's balanced, how creamy it is. I feel like a level of sophistication should have been considered for the packaging. The base is just it's too wide, and then there's just narrow body, and then you've got this cap with the gold, and then there's no gold anywhere else except for the spray. Yeah, I'm not feeling the design. Obviously, her own line with the Fenty fragrance, which by the way is coming soon. I did buy it. That's simple, that's elegant, that's minimalistic. I absolutely love it. I feel like that could have been applied to this one. I appreciate that this is at least 10, 11 years old. But, you know, I mean, it's not my favorite packaging. So I had to knock off some points for that. But other than that, I feel like everything about this fragrance is immediate yes. Immediate yes. You need it in your life. Go and get it. Plus, it's cheap, girl. Cheap, cheap, cheap. We like cheap. You need it in your life. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Okay, the next fragrance I feel like I'm going to ruffle some feathers. But please understand that not all fragrances are made for everyone. Like, it's not one size fits all. And as I said, majority of these fragrances were blind buys. So I was hoping for the best from what I read about it, but then I didn't get it. But I know some people absolutely swear by this fragrance and they absolutely love it. So I do apologize in advance. Fragrance I'm talking about is the Roses Vanille by MANCERA. Now, this is described as an amber vanilla fragrance, and the notes on this one are very deceptive in my opinion because I don't get half of them. You've got lemon, you've got water notes. I mean, what is that? What is water notes? What is that? Lemon and water notes at the top, and then you've got rose, you've got sugar. Rose isn't my favorite type of smell anyway, but I was kind of hoping everything else would suppress that. And then at the base, you've got vanilla, you've got sugar, you've got white musk, you've got cedar. Do you see where I'm coming from? There's sweetness from the sugar, there's creaminess from the vanilla, you know, there's lemon for the freshness of the opening, the kind of stuff that I like, but I didn't get that. So when I spray this, I just get mint. I get zestiness, and that is all I get. I don't get a vanilla, I don't get any sweetness, and I feel like the zestiness and the mint I'm getting is actually the rose. I am not familiar with rose smells. I'll say that now, put my hand up. It's not something I generally go for, so I'm not familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure what I'm smelling is the rose, and it is very strong. And I thought vanilla was a strong note because usually fragrances with vanilla at the base somehow always make its way to the top or at the dry down. But this one, it stays one note. It didn't transform on me, didn't transform on my clothes. It just stayed minty, zesty, and not in a good way. Not the minty zesty that I like. It didn't stay fresh. It just feels, yeah, it just, no, it's not for me. I know some people really love this, but this is a fragrance I'm probably going to get rid of at some point. I'm just gonna wait for my sisters to come and spray it and all of that and see if they like it. If not, I'm gonna sell it because I'm not enjoying this, and I got rid of the packaging. Like, who does that? So yeah, this isn't my favorite, and because of that, I give it a 5 out of 10. I can't see myself wearing this anywhere. Now, short story, when I got this fragrance, I thought, yes, vanilla. I sprayed it all over myself. You best believe that half an hour later, I was in the shower trying to scrub it off because I could not stand the smell. It was just way too strong for me. Way too strong. Didn't like it. Wasn't pleasant. Didn't transform as well as I thought it would. Stayed one note. Just wasn't for me. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Really sorry, but it's the honest truth. Moving on. Alright, so the next fragrance is one that I've always wanted in my collection. Like, I've loved this fragrance from the first time I got my nose on it. And this is the Sea by Giorgio Armani. And this is described as a chipper, fruity fragrance. And oh, like, look at the itty bitty sample that I've had this itty bitty sample for at least 6 years, and it's a dabber. You know, the ones that it's not a sprayer, it's a dabber. And I knew that one day I'm going to upgrade this to 100. I know it's not as expensive because I'm saying one day, but it is expensive. And I know myself. I was looking for 100 ml and I didn't find it in a lot of the usual places. But anyway, I digress. This was my itty bitty bottle. So this technically isn't a blind buy because I know what it smells like, but I was so excited to get it in the big version. But anyway, so the notes on this, you've got cassis, which looks like a leaf of some sort. You've got May Rose, you've got freesia, you've got vanilla, patchouli, ambroxan, and woody notes. And when I spray this, I get fresh flowers. Yeah, I get fresh flowers, then I get sweetness, and then I get creaminess when it dries down. For me, this is a special occasion fragrance. I might be a little bit biased because I absolutely love this fragrance, but I feel like it's a special occasion fragrance, baby shower, wedding, your partner proposing, because you know we know when they're gonna do it, but that kind of special occasion, something that reminds you of a monumental moment in your life. That's kind of how I feel with this particular fragrance. The sillage on this is strong, it is long lasting, everything about it is 10 out of 10. However, I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because I have some other fragrances in my collection that I would give a 10 out of 10. And I don't feel like it's up to par with that because, as I said, it's fresh flowers, it's feminine, it's very beautiful, but it isn't a unique scent. I feel like some other scents kind of have the same DNA, but this one for me is iconic enough for me to mark it as part of a memory. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Armani Sea because I love it and I got it in the big bottle. I absolutely love this fragrance. Like, I don't have one on today, so I might just make it my scent of the day. Yeah, this one burns around my neck, so I'm just careful. This makes me feel safe and happy. Okay, so next up, I absolutely love the packaging of this one. I think it's very elegant in my opinion, and this is Versace Woman Versace. Obviously Versace Woman by Versace. I love this because of the jewel top. I love the stones around the neck of the fragrance. I love the shape of this. This is a 50 ml bottle, I believe. Yeah, this is a 50 ml bottle. So I do love the way it's shaped. It's described as a floral, woody, musk fragrance. You do have quite a number of notes on this one. You've got rose, jasmine leaf, bergamot at the top. Then you've got raspberry, plum, lotus, cedar in the middle. And then you've got musk and amber at the base. The opening of this is powdery and flowery. Now hear me out. It isn't powdery enough for me to hate it, but I feel like it's such a good balance of powdery and flowery. The powderiness kind of just evolves into more of a unique flowery scent, if that makes sense. But then the dry down is woody, is musky, it's cozy. That's how I would describe it. It's quite cozy. This is something that I would wear as an everyday fragrance because it's not offensive. You can wear it anywhere. It sits pretty close to the skin. I wouldn't say that the projection is great on this one. I would wear it to Netflix and chill if you're on your own. It isn't a romantic fragrance where I would Netflix and chill with a partner. I feel like this is I'm staying home, working from home type of fragrance. I want to feel cozy. I want to feel, you know, just cozy in my own space. That's the kind of fragrance this one is. You can wear it as an everyday fragrance, as I said. I feel like the longevity on this is moderate. The sillage on this as well is moderate. So yeah, you would go through this bottle quite quickly. I am an oversprayer. Let's just get that out there. So I overspray this fragrance and I do wear it to bed sometimes because, as I said, it feels really cozy. So because I wear it to bed, I've oversprayed it quite a bit. I've made quite a big dent in this one considering when I got it. The same for the Armani Seed, to be honest. Like, considering when I got these fragrances, I've made quite a healthy dent in them. So that goes to show that I am enjoying these fragrances, but I do have unique times that I wear them. So for that, because the longevity isn't as great, but I do feel safe and cozy when I wear this fragrance, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I love the packaging. I love the smell of it. It's just the performance isn't as good as I was hoping it would be. The next fragrance I have is Prada Candy by Prada. So I'm going to take off the safety. And I mean, I'm just going to say it. I don't have any color bottle or juice. I know the juice is probably not this color, it's just the bottle, but I don't have anything like this in my collection, so it kind of stands out in that fashion as like a sexy, sultry, you know, undercover nighttime type of fragrance. That's just what I think when I look at this packaging. This is described as a amber vanilla fragrance. You've got notes of iris, bitter orange, and neroli at the top, vanilla, tonka bean in the middle, chocolate and patchouli at the base. Ooh. The opening of this is very earthy and quite bitter. Hear me out. There is something in this fragrance. Look, let's just get it out there. This fragrance is not for everyone. I'm saying it. I wouldn't blind buy this. I watched, keep forgetting her name because I mentioned that I forgot her name in the previous video, but I will link her channel below. I watched her and the way she described this fragrance, I could imagine the notes, I could imagine the situation, I could imagine everything, so I blind bought it. And she was not wrong. She did say this is not for everyone, and she was right. It's not for everyone. I do feel like it's a little bit bitter at the opening, but then it slowly transforms and then you can smell the chocolate, which kind of stays at the dry down. Yeah, so when it's fully dry, you get the chocolate and it's a nice chocolatey smell. which I think is intoxicating. It's very sexy. It's something that I would wear for date night. I would wear, yeah, I'd wear it for date night. I wouldn't even wear it to the club. It's something I would wear for Netflix and chill if I'm with my partner, because it's like, it's the type of fragrance that I want to smell more of it. As I'm smelling it, I really want to smell more of it. I want to kind of uncover what I'm smelling. I'm like, mmm, mmm, what is that? Like, that's the kind of behavior that this fragrance, yeah, that this fragrance encourages. The longevity of this is moderate. It's stronger in clothes than on the skin. The sillage as well is moderate. But as I said, date night, you're with your partner. So yeah, they're quite close to yourself, so your partner would smell it. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 just because of performance. But in terms of mystery and intrigue, it's right up there. It transforms beautifully. Initial blast, I was like, nah. But honestly, wait for the dry down and you'll be pleasantly surprised. I wouldn't encourage you to blind buy this. If you can get a sample, please go ahead and get a sample. But yeah, that's Prada Candy Night. Let me fix my hair. My hair's falling. Anyway. Right, so the next fragrance, I got it in a set. So I have the 100ml bottle and I've also got a 30ml bottle, which I've kept for like when I go out. And this is Burberry Her by Burberry. And this is described as a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance. Now remember what I said about gourmand means sweet. So fruity, floral, sweet fragrance is basically what they're saying. And this one has a ton of notes at the top. You've got strawberry, you've got raspberry, you've got blackberry, you've got sour cherry, you've got blackcurrant, mandarin orange, you've got lemon, you've got violet, you've got jasmine at the middle notes. So all the fruits at the top. And then you've got musk, you've got vanilla, cashmerian, oak moss, woody notes, amber, patchouli at the base. Now let me tell you something. Not all the notes are displayed by the designers or whoever produces these fragrances. I'm convinced. Sometimes I smell some things in these fragrances and I check it and it doesn't exist. So I'm sticking by it that there's some things in these fragrances that they don't mention. But anyway, that is a ton of fruity notes at the top. And I get only two. I get the mandarin orange and I get the freshness from the lemon. And those are the two fragrances that I smell at initial blast. And then it immediately gets soapy. So I get the jasmine, I get the violet. And then when it dries down, I get the vanilla. I get the woodsiness of it. And maybe a little bit of freshness. And I'm blaming the patchouli for that one. Probably. So yeah, it's a good balance. I love the transformation of the fragrance. It doesn't stay one note. It evolves over time, which I always appreciate. That's when people say a fragrance is complex. It doesn't stay one note. It transforms. It gives you a different experience at initial opening blast, and then as it dries down, you experience something else. So yeah, I do appreciate it for that. It does evolve quite nicely. I would wear this to work. It's not an offensive fragrance. I feel like it's unique enough for it to be a signature scent. I wouldn't tag it on any season. I feel like you can wear this all year round, to be honest, because I've been wearing it over the winter months. I do feel like the dry down is very fresh, very feminine and earthy. So you've got that good balance. In terms of the longevity of this, I feel like the longevity of this is pretty good. Like, it can be better, but I feel like it's pretty good. Like, I wouldn't even say it's moderate. I feel like it performs a little bit better than moderate. I do feel like it is long lasting on the skin, and I do feel, okay, let's just say it's long lasting. I feel like it's long lasting on the skin, and I feel like it's long lasting in clothes. I feel like the sillage is moderate. People do smell you, and you do leave a trail scent, but probably not. Yeah, you do leave a trail scent. I mean, I have been complimented by, oh, it smells so good. I have been complimented by, oh, I can't. yeah, sorry, I have been complimented by people when I wear this fragrance, so clearly they are smelling me, and we do keep a distance. So yeah, I do love this fragrance. I would wear it, as I said, every day, but I also wear it to occasions. I would wear it, yeah, I'd wear it to occasions. I'd wear it out, so it doesn't have any particular place or occasion I would wear it to. I feel like it's one of those easy fragrances that are no brainer. I don't know what to wear. I'm going out, I just grab it. That's the kind of fragrance that I see it as. I feel like it's really well made. It's a beautiful fragrance. Love the packaging. It looks like a, you know, a drink a drink bottle, which I just love it. I feel like it's elegant. Love the colors. I give this one a 9 out of 10 because it's so beautiful. It is beautiful. Well done. Well done. This next fragrance is another fragrance that I would say please do not blind buy. Please don't. And don't overspray. Don't overspray this fragrance and do not blind buy it because you might regret it. I don't know, you might love it, but you might regret it. And this is the MAISON Margiela by the Fireplace. This is described as a woody fragrance. You'd have heard a lot of people talk about this. This is, for me, a unisex fragrance. I feel like a male, a female could wear this. Notes in this, you've got cloves, you've got pink peppers, you've got orange blossom, you've got middle notes, you've got chestnut, gulac wood, and juniper. Base notes, you've got vanilla, you've got Peru balsam, and then you've got cashmerian. Now let me tell you something. I do not get any of that. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I do not get any of that. I feel like it is an intoxicating fragrance when you when you spray it. It's intoxicating. You do not need to overspray this. It's earthy, it's smoky, and it stays that way. I cannot pinpoint any of these notes. Like, I can't say, yeah, that's what I smell. No, all I smell is like earth, like the world, and smoke, like fireplace smoke. You know, it's called by the fireplace, so yeah, I expected that, but that's all I get. A lot of people say, yeah, it dries down and it gets creamy, you get the vanilla. I don't get any of that. I don't get none of that. None of it. It stays pretty much one note for me. It's earthy and it's smoky. That's all I get. The sillage on this is strong though, and it's very long lasting. It is very, very long lasting. People will whiff you when you spray this. The projection is beast mode. Everything else is beast mode about this fragrance. So this is why I said you do not want to overspray this and you need to smell a sample. Now, I did get a sample. I did get a sample of this. So I didn't blind buy this one. I got a sample of this one. I smelt it. I played around with it. I sprayed it on my husband, which it smells completely different on him. By the way, it smells very sexy, very, ooh, come here, kind of, oh God, it smells so good on him. But then when I sprayed it on myself, I'm like, why do I smell like I've been cooking outside? Like I smell like wood. I smell like the fire. Like, you know, in Nigeria, we cook outside, like for big parties. I smell like I've been cooking outside. That's how I smell. But I still got it because it's unique. It's not any type of fragrance I've got in my collection. And plus, I love to combine this with Kayali Vanilla 28. That one just, I feel like it finds the vanilla that is in this fragrance and really pushes it to the top. And so I get that smoky vanilla smell, which is very, very soothing, very sexy, very intoxicating. So if you've got this fragrance already, or if you've got a sample and you're not sure, and you've got the Kayali, or you've got any vanilla fragrance that's very strong with the vanilla, please combine it and let me know your thoughts, because this combined with the Kayali, chef's kiss. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because on its own, it's not something that I enjoy or will enjoy, but combined with the Kayali fragrance, I absolutely love it. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Love the packaging as well. Very, very sexy, very, you know, dirty looking. Oh, yeah, I can't describe it, but yeah, 7 out of 10 for this one. No. So the next fragrance, I finessed a smaller version of it from my sister, and I pretty much went through that fragrance in like less than 2 weeks. And so I knew I needed to upgrade to a bigger bottle. And that is the C Passion by Armani. Giorgio Armani C Passion. There is an intense version of this fragrance. There's also an intense version of the C fragrance, which I've got my eye on because I really want it. But there's an intense version of this, which I haven't tried, but I love this fragrance. Like, just off the jump, I do love this fragrance. I absolutely adore it. So I feel like maybe I need to get the intense version because then I would love it more. But anyway, this is described as a floral fruity fragrance. So clearly you can see a theme here. I love floral, I love fruity. You've got pear, blackcurrant, pink pepper, and grapefruit at the top. You've got pineapple, rose, heliotrope, and jasmine. I don't get any of the rose, by the way. You've got vanilla, cedar, amberwood, and patchouli at the base. And here I've written that it's spicy and fruity at the opening, and then it gets earthy and very sweet, which I love. So there is some complexity to it. It does transform. There's a little bit of mystery in there. I would wear this for date night because, again, similar to the Prada Candy, it's something that I smell and I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, I want to smell it more. Oh, what do I smell? You know, my brain is trying to work out what's in the fragrance, what I'm smelling, and I love that in a fragrance. I don't want people to whiff me and go, yeah, she smells like apples, or yeah, she smells like oranges. Like, no, I want you to go, ooh, ooh. Like, I really want that impression. So date night, the sillage on this is moderate, longevity is moderate as well, but I don't mind that because it's something that I would happily respray during the day because I do love this fragrance. I feel like it's a beautiful fragrance. Love the packaging of it as well. It's a good designer fragrance. I give this one an 8 out of 10. Again, have to knock off points for performance, but in terms of the smell and the complexity of it, I feel like amazing. So yeah, that's C Passion. You are not gonna believe the dent in this fragrance. I'm trying to see how many mil it is. So this is 75 mil. You're not gonna believe the dent in this fragrance. This is the Lancome Idol fragrance. Like, look at the dent. I'm just gonna show you because I'm hiding it. I'm gonna show you my cover. Like, it fell and it broke, so it broke, so it kind of looks weird. So yeah, we're just gonna pretend like it's like that. But honestly, look at the dent. Look at the dent in this fragrance. I can't believe that I've made a dent like this. It's a 75 ml fragrance. It is one of my favorite combinations, which is a chipper floral fragrance, and you've got notes of pear, bergamot there at the top, and then you've got Turkish rose, rose de mai, Indian jasmine at the middle, and then you've got white musk and vanilla. Now, I should be on the fence with this fragrance just because of the notes. Like, there's Turkish rose, there's rose de mai, there's Indian jasmine. Like, I should be at the you know, I should be like, I'm not sure about this, but I absolutely freaking love this fragrance. So much so that I want to get a backup of this, and I also want to get the intense version. When I spray this, I immediately get the pear. And it's so, like, I sprayed this, now I've been chatting to you guys for quite a while. I'd say it's about 30 minutes now that I've been sat here, and it still smells so strong on the strip. Immediately I get the pear and the vanilla when I spray it, and then I get the freshness from the bergamot, and it smells really, really good. And the vanilla just, it's like the vanilla grows with confidence and just takes over. It smells really, really creamy, really sweet, really beautiful. The projection on this is fantastic. Now, I went to see my mom, and she is a fragrance lover, and immediately I came into the house, she was like, what are you wearing? She could literally smell me. When my nieces came in, they were like, what is that? It's me, you guys. Like, I'm smelling that good, and it's because I saturate my coat with this. This is my coat fragrance because it is so long lasting in clothes. It's unbelievable. It's long lasting on the skin, but in clothes, it's crazy. My coat, if I want to get rid of this fragrance, I need to dry clean it. That is how crazy it is. Its sillage is fantastic. It's long lasting. For me, it's very soft, very feminine. I feel like this is the signature worthy scent in terms of when people smell you, they're gonna know, yeah, she's wearing this fragrance because it's so unique. The identity of it is so unique. It's so beautiful. It's so feminine. It's so sexy. Oh, I love this fragrance. I absolutely love it. Now, I'm gonna give this fragrance a 7 out of 10 for for a few reasons. One, the packaging sucks. I understand they want to keep you. There's nothing more annoying than when your battery or your camera or something anyway, it messed with my flow. So I was getting into it. I was talking about the Lancome doll, and I am gonna give this fragrance a 7 out of 10 for a few reasons. One, the packaging. I understand that the idea of it is for it to be easy for you to take around with you, to slip into your bag, nice slim bottle. However, majority of us like to use a little sprayer on the go, you know, like a little portable one, like some of the ones the Kayali sells. Those are the type of things we use when we want to take our fragrance along with us. I am not going to go around with a 75 ml bottle. I'm just not going to do it. I would like to display this on my vanity, which you cannot. This fragrance does not stand, cannot be displayed. You can only lay it flat. Me trying to balance it in my collection is what made it fall and what made the cap break. So please don't do that. I even tried like displaying it this way. It just does not stand. And that irks me. As beautiful as this fragrance is, I feel like the packaging feels cheap. The cap as well feels cheap. I mean, how can one fall break that? And it's the clean break. Like it literally broke that. I can't even find the piece. I'm just saying. But yeah, I really do not like the packaging. And I also do not like the size of it. If you know how they've sold them, you've got 50 mil, you've got 75 mil. I don't like that. 30 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil. That's what I understand. That's what my brain understands. I don't. So because of that, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. The fragrance is chef's kiss, amazing performance. Chef's kiss, amazing. But then the packaging, nah. Will I rebuy it? Absolutely, because it's beautiful and I can wear this. This is a signature scent worthy, in my opinion. It's just generally a beautiful fragrance. And at the end of the day, we're here for the smell. Though we like to display stuff, but at the end of the day, it's about the smell. Oh, I feel like I've been talking to you forever. I bet you're tired of hearing me, but not fair. Do not fair. We are at the last fragrance, and this is the Maison Margiela Jazz Club. Ooh, Jazz Club. So this is described as a leather fragrance for men. I still think a woman can pull this off. I feel like it's unisex, but I completely understand and I completely agree as to why it's described as a fragrance for men. I think it is advertised as unisex, not sure, but majority of places I've seen it say that it's a male fragrance. Now the Maison Margiela range, it's supposed to be a memory of a place. That's generally what they tap into. So by the fireplace is supposed to instill a memory of a cozy fire. Jazz club supposed to instill a memory of Brooklyn, you know, jazz club scene. You've got the cigars, you've got the tobacco, you've got the rum, that kind of feeling. So the notes in this one, you've got pink pepper, you've got neroli, you've got lemon at the top, and then the middle you've got rum, you've got Java vetiver oil, and then you've got clary sage, and then base note you've got tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrax. Again, that styrax, I need to look that up because I really don't know what that is. And immediately the notes I wrote on here is that it's intoxicating. Do not overspray this fragrance. Do not overspray it. Don't do it. Trust me. Don't do it. Don't do it, because you will not be able to lift that. I sprayed this ages ago and I can still smell it in my room. I can smell it. It's intoxicating. The only thing I get in this fragrance from the opening, from the middle, from the dry down is the rum. I feel like the rum overpowers everything. I don't smell the vanilla. I don't smell nothing other than the liquor, the rum, and that is all. It is long lasting. The sillage is strong. The projection is strong, but it's rum. Okay, now when I sprayed this on my husband, I told him to wear it. It smelled sexy. It smelled intriguing. It smelled intoxicating when he wore it. It smelled masculine. But then when I wore it, I just smelled like rum. I smelled boozy. I smelled just like rum. He said, "Well, why are you drink? I'm testing this, not drinking." That's just it. That's all I get, and that's all he smells. But on him, I just smell earthiness. I smell strength. It's just very intriguing, very sexy, very masculine on him. So the only way I'm able to wear this is by combining. So I do combine this with fruity fragrances, fragrances that are very heavy on the fruit or very sweet, like sickly sweet type of fragrances, just to give it more of like a boozy, sweet smell. So things like Utopia Coconut by Kayali, I would mix it with that because it's got vanilla, it's also got coconut in it, which is very sweet. So when I mix it with this one, I get like a rum coconut feel to it. It's quite sweet but still very boozy. I also mix this with the vanilla from Kayali. I mix it with a couple of floral fragrances as well, just to give me like a little bit of mystery, a little bit of intrigue. So I would say that it's a good fragrance to combine with other fragrances. The only thing I would say is the fragrances that you choose, make sure that they're able to stand on their own. Make sure that they're a little bit strong because, as I said, the rum in this fragrance is very overpowering. So you need a fragrance that's going to stand up. All right? It's going to stand up and fight the rum or else it's just going to get swallowed. But I give this a 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 because it's not a fragrance that I can wear on my own. If my husband was to wear it, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10. Because it's hot on him. But on me, it's a 7 out of 10. I do like the packaging. As I said, for the By the Fireplace, I love it. I did get a sample of this. I did test it. But I really liked the feeling when I combined it with other fragrances. So I decided to get a full bottle. You know what? Story time. I didn't even know that these fragrances come in a smaller bottle. I would have probably got it in a 30 ml. Because how am I gonna finish this? Anyway, my husband has said he's trying to do up his own perfume collection display thing. Like, he's got his fragrances everywhere, so he wants to do a little display. And he said the fragrances that are unisex that we could both share, will keep it on his vanity, because clearly I've got a lot. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more movement on this because I'll make him wear it. If he doesn't wear it, I will make him wear it because it's so hot. And that is it. I cannot believe that I went through so many fragrances with you. I am so happy that I finally came back and shared my thoughts about these fragrances. I do have a lot more fragrances that I've purchased since then that I just haven't come to you because I didn't want to do a haul and then not talk about the previous haul. Do you know what I mean? So I'll probably feature them in like categories like long lasting, date night, those type of categories. Sound off in the comment section what categories you'd like me to do, what suggestions. I get a lot of suggestions from TikTok, so maybe I could do some of those, but elaborate on them. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see from my channel when it comes to fragrances, and I'll be happy to oblige. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you know when next I release a video. I am so happy that we hit 5,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I am so grateful to God. It's one of the things I wrote down I was like 5K before the end of 2021 because your girl has been on YouTube for a hot minute and I've seen other channels pass me by and I'm like, what am I doing? Do I stop? What's going on? But I'm so happy, stuck it through, got to 5,000. So I am just gonna say it now. I'm looking for 10,000 subscribers by May next year. Said it, put it out there. God heard me. My angels have said amen, and that's what I'm gonna aim for. So I'm gonna work my ass off to get that. So yeah, definitely sound off below because I really want to bring content that you guys want to see. So definitely let me know what you want me to show you from my fragrances. I am gonna do an end of the year fragrance collection because as I said, I do have some fragrances coming. So maybe I might do a haul before then, or maybe I might just wait for the fragrance collection. Either way, let me know in the comment section. Now, remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black Lives Will Always Matter. And I'll catch you in a future video. Bye.